Hello, it's Randy Duck and we're back again for another video. This time we have 3 replays featuring the Tier 8 Tech Tree Italian medium tank, the Pantera. Now, I'll be honest with you, it's not really a bit of me, this tank. I'm not a massive fan. I guess you could say this is a very average tank. The autoloaded sort of thing, the reload's just a bit meh. You know, it's manageable on this tier 8. It's nothing like the heavies, which, oh my god, they're really trash. But it's just not really a bit of me. Either way, you know, we do go on to have a good game, and I have a couple of replays. Now, the first one is featuring, you know, it fully top tier, basically fully kitted out with a top gun, top turret, with the free shot, the free shot autoloader. The second replay I'm going to show you actually shows you playing this tank a little bit differently, with a different setup, a different equipment setup. But we'll talk about that a bit more when we get to that replay. So we're on proc. There's no fun police in the game, and we're very good tiering. I've decided that I'm going to push, you know, being that there is no fun police in the game, I'm going to take the bowl. In the hope that I can, you know, pick up a few assistance damage, etc., and just sort of push out the vision a little bit. And you see there, it's been quite a decent start to the game in that regards, because we've spotted the TD at the back, and we've ended up getting away with sort of 800 assistance. So when you're sort of, you know, going for your third mark, etc., which is why I was basically playing this tank to begin with, is always good, isn't it, to get that early bit of assistance in the game. Now, I know that there's a lot of stuff down the 1-2. Well, I know there is tanks down the 1-2. There's some nasty tank destroyers. So I'm not going to get too carried away myself while there's these sort of light tanks sort of, you know, going around the ridge line. I'm going to just play it a little bit cautiously. I'm not going to overextend to get a shot and then end up losing a load of hit points. But this light tank's made a mistake. He's poked up trying to kill our light tank, and we managed to take him out. So that's really nice, because we've just taken out a top tier bulldog light tank. So that is a result. Well, basically it's just playing the bowl. It's nice to be able to play the bowl. Generally speaking, when there's RCD in the game, you just can't really play this position. It's just not going to work, because you're just going to get annihilated. Now, I have dumped my full clip there into that tank. The reason being is because I kind of figured that I had an opportunity to get some damage away, and a lot of the time I'm going to be playing cautious here, popping up, just spotting things. So that's why I dumped the clip, just because I knew I was probably going to have time to get a reload off, and I wasn't under pressure really. I wasn't going to get caught out by not having any rounds in. So it's boosted my damage up to 800. I'm sort of on 1800 now combined. So it's a decent start, but you notice we've got a lot of cover sort of down the 1-2. We don't really have any hill control, which is fine, but it's just, I just take note on that basically, just so I know that if the enemy push across, we'll just have to keep that in our mind. But it's okay if we have full control, of the 1-2 really, at the moment. So yeah, we're just basically poking up, just seeing if we can get some shots away. Was thinking about dumping the second round, but I didn't want to gimp my reload, so I decided to wait, and then we put the second shot into that guy, and picking up a little bit more damage. Now, it's just one of those games where I haven't really moved about, I haven't tried to relocate or anything, mainly because I've had no need to. I'm in the position where I need to be. We see this STG, we're just, being careful. He's got a very nasty gun. We don't really want to eat a shot from him if we don't have to. Now, we've seen this ISU. Now, that is a tank which would slap us hard, so we would like to get him out of the game if we can, just to get those nasty tanks out of the game. So we're going to try and finish him off, which we do, and that's always a good one. And yeah, it's just this is where I'm being careful to wait for my reload, really, just so I maximise my DPM, because naturally playing these tanks, if you do keep just dropping your full clip, you're not going to get that much damage off. You can pick and choose when it's right for you to do it. Sometimes it makes sense, you know, because you might dump, if you know you're going to be moving somewhere else, you might want to dump your full clip and then move, just so you're not wasting time. You know, while you're reloading, it's not going to matter. While you're moving, it's not going to matter that you're reloading. But in the most part, if you're in a situation like this, it's probably better just to keep firing the first shot, unless you need to fire them. You know, maybe you want to finish an important tank off, etc. So we picked up another kill there, so we're sort of racking up the kills on this one, and we've got 2,600 assistance. Now this SCG, he put one into, I put one into him, he's put one into me, but now he's just full sending me. We get hit by one of our guys coming in, and we managed to take him out, which was nice. We didn't have to drop our last shell on that one. We've seen this object. Now we do want to track him in place, because we're hoping we've got enough guys down there that we maybe be able to get shut down, but before he gets too far. We didn't really want him to get past us. I was hoping that we could track him in place, but it doesn't look like our team's got shots into him. But yeah, we still picked up 2 kills, and we're starting to have a really decent game now. And it's, you know, it's looking a lot more. It was sort of in the. I felt in control, but the game was always in the balanced scoreline. Like there's always even scoreline going through. Although I felt like I feel like it was one of those games where you felt like you had a bit of control of. We dumped a second shot to pick up another kill. And it's just sort of clean-up time now. I want to push over first because I would like to get the assistance here. If I'm the first one to spot, then I would, you know, I'm going to pick up that assistance. But also I know that there is some of their tanks, I believe, are still on their hill uncontested, so the chances are they're full health. So that's why I'm sort of heading over there. But I am keeping my gun looking this way, just for things like that. When that light tank, you know, popped up, you put a shot into me, and then we managed to take him out. Now, at this point, I'm literally just full sending to the hill because I know there was at least 2 tanks in that direction, which I remembered from early on. So, you know, I'm going to be the first one here. Now, we've seen this medium tank, so that's obviously one of the 2. He's moving into our base, so I'm going to move over now and see if I can get my shots away, get a bit more damage into this guy. So we put one in. We just decided we're going to dump our clip into this guy at this stage of the game, and we finish him off. Now there's 1 tank left. He's just shot us. It's the SG. We got fortunately there. I think he hit the wreck in front of us. Maybe I'm a little bit careless in this instance, but I'm just going to full send across just because I've got hit points. If he shoots me, we'll know where he is. And I was hoping that, you know, we can pick up a bit of assistance from our team. We got very lucky there that he tracked us, but he didn't do any damage. Now we push up now here. He goes in and puts a shot in us, and this is where we get a little bit unfortunate. He hits us and sets us on fire. Now that's put us in a very, you know, annoying situation because yeah, we're on a 1-shot now. But I was being a bit careless just because I knew that we'd won the game, and I was hoping that even if he shot us, I was hoping I might get some assistance. But then I decided I'm going to try and drown myself because, you know, for reasons. And then I was thinking he was going to play really cautiously, so I was going to push around, but unfortunately he's caught us out here and then taken us out. So it's a shame I had to die. I didn't know I had 7 kills at the time. Had I known I had 7 kills, I would have took a bit more care in my approach and I would have gone for the 8th kill, but it is what it is. We can't take it back now. Anyway, even though we died, we still had a good game. But he gets taken out, and all that's left is to see exactly how we got on. So we got 7 kills, 4,042 damage, 3,225 assistance. We got the scout medal. Yeah, we've got the obviously devastator, high caliber, etc. So yeah, all in all, it was a pretty decent game for Proc in this tank. So yeah, but that's it for this one, and I'll see you in a bit for the second replay of the video. Hello, so we're back again for the second replay. Now this time, like I say, we're doing something a little bit different, and we're basically running the double tap setup. Now I can't claim to take credit for this. This is Petty's setup, which I saw one of his videos, but I thought I'd give it a go. And honestly, it's brilliant. I really like this setup. It's basically what you do. You run the stock gun, and in order to run the stock gun, you have to run the stock turret. But basically it means you just get a double tap. Like, I don't know if you ever played like the Stone Cold. It's very similar to that, except from obviously this time, if you only shoot one shot, you still got another one. You don't have to dump your whole clip. But it's basically, I play it the same way. I just literally play it as a double tap. I just dump both my clips, shots, and then reload my shots again, because the reload on this version, on the stock gun, never got nerfed, and it's actually got a really good reload. So honestly, if you dump both your shots, it doesn't take that long, and you're back in the fight again. And it's really not that taxing, even if you're running with no shells in the clip. In fact, the reload's not that bad. So it sounds brilliant, doesn't it? Like, it sounds like the way to run this tank, and it would be. It literally would be the best way to run this tank. If it wasn't that, it comes with a downside, and the downside is you have to run the stock turret in order to get the stock gun, and the stock turret only has 5 degrees gun depression, and that's a problem, and that's what's stopping it from being brilliant, is literally the gun depression, because obviously in the top turret you get the 8 degrees, which makes a massive difference on this tank. Playing the 5 degrees I found, which is why in the end when I free marked this tank, I ended up running the top gun, just because I wanted that top turret. Like, if you could have run the top turret with this gun, it would have been amazing. Would have really liked this tank, because it's actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun with this setup. So I definitely recommend giving it a go anyway, because it's worth it. It really is. It is a lot of fun, because you see I go for my second shot. I don't pen it, but you just watch how quickly the reload really is. It just feels like you're in the fight all the time, because even now, like, if I had to shoot, I could shoot this one shot and the reload's not that horrendous. So yeah, it's just really nice. It's just that gun depression basically. You've seen how far I have to overpoke here in order to get a shot, and that's why in the end I got a little bit frustrated, and it was just because of the gun depression. If I had 8 degrees, I would only run this setup, but because you don't, that's why I decided to run the top gun while I was marking the tank. But yeah, so on this map, so yeah, we're on El Haloof. We picked up sort of 1,500 damage, and now I decided to pull back here a little bit at the start, mainly because I noticed that most of my team are still in the spawn sniping. Yeah, because that's what happens in El Haloof these days. Your heavy tanks become snipers. So I pulled back a little bit, but my friend in the IS3, he's full committed, and I'm thinking, you know what, I've got to help him out here, because he's been helping me out. I don't want to leave him, but that's why I missed a shot there. You see, with the gun depression, I'm struggling to get a shot in, which I wouldn't have done if I was running the top turret. We pull back in. I think we bounced a shot off of that Chiri there. That's a tank for another day. That's a really fun one as well. But now I'm just stuck with no shells in the clip, but I'm still going to keep shooting it. This is the thing, you know, even though I've only got one, you know, I've got no shells in the clip, it's not that big a deal, even though I'm firing single fire, because the reload's not that bad. It's not like if you was playing the Italian heavy, for example, that would be horrendous. So yeah, we've got 2k damage now. Now you can see you've got this SU here. We're going to wait, try and get both shots in, which we do, and we just racked up our damage now to 2,600. You really can sort of rack up the damage in this tank, in this setup. Now, was a one-shot Type 59. I did just miss my reload, but I wanted to take him out, so you know, it's okay. But like I say, that's one of the things. It's not the end of the world in this, with the double tap, because before you know it, you know, the time I've got into the location, I'm ready to go again. It's 8-4, so we do heavily outnumber them, but most of our tanks are still in the base, so they're not really going to be much use to me at the moment. All those heavy tanks sniping are really going to, you know, probably do nothing where they are now. They need to move in and engage, but I can't force them to, so I'm just going to see what we can do. Now this Chibi, I kind of accepted that he's going to dump his clip by doing that by pushing up like I did, but I wanted to get both my shots into him, and I was happy, you know, I was full health at the time, so I was happy to lose those hit points. We have put him on a potential double tap for us now, so we could potentially confirm him, you know, depending on how well we roll. But there is a Tiger 1 round here, so I've sort of pushed around this corner to see if I can get any shots in the Tiger 1 while trying to conceal ourselves to the Chiri. He does get one into us, but we're going to try and get our double tap off. We get one in, but yeah, we try to back up because I don't really want to eat more shots than that Cheery. So I backed up basically. It looked like this TD was sort of pushing the Tiger, so I thought maybe a push round onto us, and we can get a few shots into him. He is distracted, as you can see, so we put both our shots in there, leaving him now on a one shot, and we've now got to 4,000 damage. So you can, you can rack up the damage in this. It is a very viable way to play the tank. But yeah, we're going to push up now, see if we can get this the last bit of damage really. 7-4, so I guess it's not completely won yet, so we don't want to be too crazy. But I do want to try and get the rest of this damage. We're going to see if we can finish off the Tiger. We do finish him off, but now that Cheery's realised that he's pushed in and he sort of unloaded his clip into me. But he is in a reload now, so I'm going to push in as quickly as I can, see if we can just finish him off with a one shot. And we do, and yeah, that puts us at 4,400 damage. So there's a TD and a fun police left. Just going to see if we can get anything more. Just maybe, it looks like we've won this one now, but I just want to see if we can get that last shot in, just to make sure we do. We've seen the TD, the Yaxi, we finish him off, and that just confirms another kill, putting us at 4,500 and 200 assistance. So we've seen the fun police. We're going to go and try and finish him off. But our IS-3 looks like he's also going for him. So it's just kind of a race now to who gets to claim the trophy, and we're just moving in as quickly as we can to try and get there. I'm pretty sure he's going to be facing the IS-3. We look like we might be able to get there, but then the IS-3 shuts him down and claims the prize. But yeah, so that's it for this one, and all what's left is just see how we got on. We've got 5 kills, 4,600 damage almost. Got the ace tanker, the high caliber. So yes, all in all, pretty decent game. But yeah, I'll leave you there, and I'll see you in a bit for the final replay of the video. Okay, so here we are for the final replay of the video. This time we're on Fisherman's Bay. There is 2 fun police in the game on both teams. And I think it's tier 9 game, so we're middle tier, but there is quite a few tier 9s, I believe. So yeah, it's a fairly decent map, Fisherman's Bay. I think I prefer this spawn, to be fair. I think, yeah, I would go as far as say I would prefer this spawn out of the 2. We're going to go and take our usual position and basically spot the cross to see if we can get any early damage, any early assistance. We do have to be a little bit careful, obviously, with the fun police in the game, but if we do get spotted, we don't stay still for too long, because yeah, that could end in tears. So you're going to go to usual position, try and use the sort of bushes to see if we can spot anything up, get a bit of early damage. We can see this VK, we put one in. We're going to wait now for this shell to reload and see if we can get a second shot into him. But then we notice there's this start crossing. Being a tier 9 tank, that decided to prioritise him. And yeah, I think at this point I decided, you know what, I'm going to move in a minute, so I'm actually just going to dump a full clip before I go and see if we can finish off this VK. But I do want to get going now, just because I don't want to encourage the fun police to put shots into me. So I'm going to move around, just lose my spot, and then we can go back. But it's been a pretty decent start, pretty success in the start, because we've got 1,000 damage and 700 assistance. So that's just what you want when you're chasing those marks of excellence. We're going to go back though, because we still think there is some stuff there. See if we can spot that sort of Swedish heavy cross again, just see if we can get any shots into anything really. Just trying to use the bushes to our advantage. Yeah, there we go. We do spot the start K. He's going to cross. We can see if we can get one shot in. We've got to be quick low. We do. We get that shot in, and then again we're just going to try and fall back now. Just try and lose a spot so we don't get hit by artillery. Unfortunately though, as we do move back, we do get slapped by something there. It actually damages our crew, and we lose quite a chunk of our hit points there. So it's not ideal being on half health already, but yeah, he now, and this light sort of full sends us. We get lucky that we track him with that shot. We do take him out. So yeah, I guess I think that's a tier 9 light tank we just managed to take out of the game. So yeah, I'll trade losing those hit points to kill a light tank like that any day. So I'm not too sure what his plan was there, but it didn't work. But we just seem to be, we don't have a lot of presence in the 1-2. Most of our stuff is in the sort of town area. So I'm going to see if I can go up and spot the 1-2 just to see if, to try and work out what we're dealing with over there. Maybe I'll pick up a little bit of resistance, or I might get a chance to get a few shots away. But at the very least, I would quite like to know what's there, just so I can start planning my next move. So we're going to go to these sort of bushes in the hope that we can spot something. I've turned all the way around just so we can get out of there quick, but I've not really lit much up. So yeah, so I'm thinking maybe there's not that much there. I'm guessing, assuming the tank destroyers are there, but I'm not having much luck liking anything up. So we're going to go back and see if we can get any shots now into the town from the outskirts of this sort of position. I don't really want to go into the town, but I'll just see if I can get any shots. If someone's extended. We've seen this Emil, but he's turning to us. We put one in, and again we're just going to move now because that's a fight we're not going to win against that tier 9 tank there. He's very healthy, so I need to lose my spot. And yeah, I don't want to encourage him to sort of full send me or do anything stupid. But yeah, it's just one of those ones where I'm just looking for shots. It's been a decent start. We've got sort of 1800 damage, 700 assistance, but it's looking like it's up in the it's in the balance. This game is at the moment. It looks like most of the enemy team is also in the town, so there is a bit of a brawl going on. I'm just looking for just chances shots, but we've seen this T29 that we're going to make sure we take him out as we do. And now we're going to run so we don't stay still for the fun, please. But we do pick up a bit of assistance there as well. So yeah, that's quite a nice result as well as picking up the kill. I am concerned with this Emil just because I don't want him to sort of he's got very decent turret and yeah, a lot of gun depression. So he's a bit of a monster when he's stuck on those sort of ridgeline scenarios. But we're going to move up now and see if we can create another angle really. I noticed that our standard B on the right was pushing up, and I was thinking, you know what, there doesn't seem to be a lot there engaging him. If we could maybe take out maybe we work together and see if we can clear out this area of the map, then it'd allow us to sort of come behind the enemy team, maybe take out their fun police, and it just give us a bit more options, a bit more freedom just to sort of start crumbling in on their team. That was the plan. We've seen this Iron Rain, we put one in, we actually do his engine, he's looking at us, so we pull right back and then he gets taken out by our standard B. So that's a nice result there. Now I really want to work with the standard B to take out this medium tank while we can, because then we can we'll really take control of the map if we can win this area. So I want to do that, so I'm going to try and push in. I can afford to take one shot off of him. I want to try and get a tracking shot in there. It's not really possible. But I push up to try and get a shot into him. And now I'm just hoping my standard B comes in because I really want to take this guy out, and he does do that. He turns him round, but then he takes him out, and this artillery is looking at me, just misses me there, which is very fortunate. But then we're able to take him out, and now we've got sort of 3,000 damage, 1,000 assistance. But there's still a few tanks left in the game. There's still 5 of the enemy tanks. So I'm going to see if we can. I was sort of thinking if I could get over here, I might be able to get shots into the side of that Emil, which wasn't that ridge. But then we spot this front place, so I managed to take him out, picking up the trophy medal, killing both of the enemy artillery. And now it looks like the enemy team have managed to sort of win the town and push out. So we're going to go back to where we was originally at the start of the game and see if we can get some side shots in as they sort of push on to our cap. Our standard B has jumped in the cap, which I guess is going to put a bit of cap pressure on the enemy team and force them, they're not going to turn around because they never do. They're just going to push straight onto our cap. So I'm hoping to use that to my advantage and see if we can catch them out. And yeah, you see I'm scanning through the tanks there, looking at what their health is, just keeping a note on what one's able to kill. We're going to try and just clip this guy out. Unfortunately, we missed the first shot, which is a shame. We decided we are just going to dump our clip to finish him off, just to make sure that we take him out, because it was a tier 9 tank. We are in a situation there now where we don't have the best reload, but it looks like the enemy team they are very low health, so we're going to wait to get our second one loaded, and then we're going to see if we can track this stockade in place, which we do. I decided to put my second shot in anyway, because at this point it doesn't look like our standard B is going to get off of the cap, so I want to just try and get as much damage in as I can before we cap out, basically. So I think I did ask him if he could get off the cap, but it doesn't look like he's going to. So I'm just going to wait and get a shell in with clip and just push forward and see if we can get a shot in. Unfortunately, I'm a one shot to these two tanks, so I have to be a little bit careful so I don't die. But at this point, there's 10 seconds left. I'm just going to see if we can get a kill in, to see if we can, get anything in if we can. And we do. We pick up another kill. Looks like that's going to be the end of this one. So all that's left is to get to that result screen and see how we got on. So we picked up 8 kills. So we've got that Radley's, just shy of 4,000 damage, over 2,000 base XP, and over 1,000 assistance. So yeah, really decent game. We've got the artillery medal as well there. So yeah, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy tanking.